Hello folks and welcome back. Today is October the 15th and a few days ago Israel was attacked by Hamas. This was prophesied in Ezekiel 37, 38, 39, mainly 38 and 39. So what I want to do is let y'all know what is going to happen and why it's happening right now. In Ezekiel, he prophesied of this time right now, and he was very much on point. There's quite a bit of symbolism in here as well, but it is very much on point in what's going to take place. Now, in chapter 37, God takes Ezekiel up into the spiritual realm, and he shows him a valley of very, very, very dry bones, and these dry bones are is the nation of Israel. And what he is looking at the ashes of the people that were exterminated during the Holocaust. The very, very, very dry bones represents the ashes where the people were burned in the incinerators in the concentration camps. But he tells Ezekiel to prophesy over these bones that they should live, and God says that He would bring flesh upon his bones and sinew, and they would stand upon their feet and they would live, and they did. And He said that He would restore them to an exceeding great army, and He did. When no one even conceived the thought that Israel will ever be a nation again, especially after the Holocaust. And as soon as Israel became a nation again, they didn't even pronounce the name that the country was going to be until the day before, and they announced what the name was going to be. It was going to be Israel. And as soon as that nation was established, the very day they were at war, He restored them to an exceeding great army, and they were at war with their Arab neighbors, and they won by the grace of God. He said that He would also restore them to their land, and He did. He did. He restored them to their land. The land that they are in is part of the land of the covenant, not all of it, but part of it. He said that He would rejoin Israel and Judah, and He did. He rejoined Israel and Judah. He also said that He would join Ephraim, Joseph, and Judah, and He did. He did. Now, that is the United States and Great Britain, the UK, are close allies with Israel. I don't have time to explain all that right now, but that is that prophecy, and it has been fulfilled. So this prophecy of the battle of Gog and Magog is being fulfilled as well. So God uses the names of Gomer and Tagamora and Meshech and Tabul, and the reason that He uses those names is because the countries that are going to come up against Israel was settled right after Noah's flood by the descendants of Noah in that area. And the descendants of Noah was Japheth and Ham and Shem. I think I got those names right. But anyway, Japheth's descendants were Gog, or Magog, and Meshech, and Tabul, and Togarmah, and Tarshish. All of those names are the descendants of Japheth, which settled in what he calls the Isles of the Gentiles, which is Eastern Europe and the Greece area. So, if I remember correctly, if you pull up a map of the ancient Mideast, you will find that Meshech is somewhere in the Crimea area. Gomer is in the Turkey area. Tabul is somewhere in the Ukraine, Crimea area. So God uses these names because that is the beginning after the flood, and what's taking place right now is the end. Okay, from point A to point B. So that is why he uses these names. Now the descendants of Noah, Ham, their descendants goes on to be Nimrod, Cush, and these people create all of these false religion gods, Baal, Moloch, Ishtar, and those are in Canaan. Canaan is a descendant of Ham as well. And then Shem, their descendants are Nahor and Terah and Abram, which becomes Abraham, and the descendants of God's people. So, and those three actually represent it kind of parallels with the spiritual overthrow. A third sided with Lucifer, and a third sided with the Lord, and a third just really didn't care. So, with all that being said, that is a little bit of background of why these names are used in Ezekiel's prophecy and where these countries are going to come from. Now, he mentions Persia, which is Iran, and they're definitely behind this 100%. They're not taking responsibility for it, of course. But and they're using the Arab people like they always do. Now the Iranian people are not Arabs, but they're using the Arab people as they always do. Russia is going to be involved, and he has no choice but to the leader of Russia, which would be Gog in the prophecy. He has no choice but to fulfill his obligation as an ally to Iran and these people. Libya is going to be involved, whether it is the state itself or whether it is the Muslim population within these countries. Algeria is going to be involved. The Sudan is going to be involved, which is ancient Ethiopia. Syria is going to be involved. Damascus is going to be destroyed completely. It's already just pretty much a ruinous heap, but it's going to be completely uninhabitable. And when this battle takes place, all these countries are going to come up against Israel because Israel is going to lay siege on Gaza, and all of the Muslim countries are going to come to their defense. And so, and the reason Gaza is involved is because when Joshua was tasked with eliminating all the kingdoms of the Canaan land, he did exactly what the Lord told him to do. He had some issues with people not following his orders, some of his subordinates, but Joshua cleared the land just like he was supposed to do. except for one area. Now, he was not told to take this area, but that area is Gaza, and it's mentioned in Joshua 11, I think somewhere around 11:20. So he does not take Gaza because Gaza was reserved for the end times right now. So, so the way that this battle goes down during the war. Now, this war that we are in, the United States is in it too. All the world is going to be involved in this. This is World War III. It's not being called World War III yet, but World War II was not being called World War II when it was taking place, and World War I was not being called World War I when it was taking place. But we are in World War III. Make no doubt about it. So, with all that being said, God shows His mighty power during this battle, and great hailstones come down and destroy the people that comes up against Israel. Don't be surprised if the United States are not attacked as well, because they see us pretty much the same as they see Israel, because we are joined in one hand spiritually by the Lord. So, a massive flood comes upon them as well, and their communication gets messed up, just like the Tower of Babel at that beginning as well. And so, just to put it in a nutshell, they destroy each other, and they go back to their native countries with only 20% of what they start with, which is absolutely amazing. God, in the prophecy, God takes a bow out of their hand and swipes arrows from, if I remember correctly, he swipes arrows, which would be missiles, swipes arrows from the sky as well, if I remember correctly. And just to back up a little bit, one of Israel's ancient enemies was the Philistines, which is the Palestinians. So it's just a little bit difference on the name, but still the same spiritually, and genetically it's still the same people. And a little bit of information, very interesting information. There's 1,400 years between Joshua and Jesus, and Jesus made it very clear that he did not come to bring peace upon the earth, but a sword. Okay, Joshua goes into Canaan land and clears the Canaan land of all of these false gods that are being worshipped. All the nations that are worshiping these false gods. And after Jesus' teaching, the disciples go into pretty much the same land and destroy the same gods spiritually. And the fact that it's 1,400 years between them is very significant, and the names are so very similar as well. But anyway, don't read too much into that right now, because I don't want you to think I'm not comparing Joshua to Jesus in any way except just the parallel, because Jesus was God in the flesh. And so what we're dealing with right now, the world as we knew it a few days ago, a week ago, does not exist anymore. It will not exist ever again. This is a time that everyone, all of the old prophets, wanted to be here at this time to fight for their king and their creator. So, if you are thinking that you don't want to fight, then maybe you're not on the wrong. Maybe that you're on the wrong side, because everyone who truly has a relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ sees this as He's coming back soon, and we are going to see our Creator and our Redeemer, and it's a very exciting time to be alive, but it's going to be tough. There's absolutely no doubt about that. It's going to be tough, but if you have a relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ, if you have your house in order, if you have your heart and soul in order, you're going to be standing strong. You're going to be walking into it with your chest out, and everything's going to be cool. Okay, so I guess that concludes my talk today, and I will probably be keeping you informed of as this thing progresses. So y'all be blessed. I love y'all. See you in the next video.